where you were just at with your microphone was perfect. If you,
Okay.
I don't
can move
know.
it closer to my face.
Yeah.
Okay. That better?
I've found if you get it like about an inch to 2 inches away from your mouth is about where you want it to be. Yeah, you want to look like you're look at that dick.
Riley Reed.
There you go.
That's the intro.
Perfect.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of Mid-Tier Thoughts. I'm joined again by MuffinTop Tactical. So today we're going to do a joint dealio, and we're going to make it fun and exciting for you guys.
Heck yeah, and we're here, MuffinTop Tactical guys. We're on the line with Mr. Johnson from the Mid-Tier Thoughts podcast and YouTube channel. What's up, dude? Ain't talked to you in ages. I was driving my haul truck down a long, dusty, lonely road, and I was thinking, man, I wonder what our homie is doing. We ain't talked to him in a while. What have you been up to, my friend?
Oh, dude, it's been a minute. I think last time we talked was like around Christmas time.
Yeah, I think, I sent you out a Merry Christmas thing, and then you forgot about me.
I swear I thought I said something. I'm sorry. Just
you might have responded, but I just think you're just too cool for school.
Things have been good. Things have been busy. A lot of stuff's been going on at work. Just been real busy lately, and trying to pump out these YouTube videos. Now that the weather's getting nice, hopefully we can get some more range time in. And
I've those of you guys that don't know, I actually know Austin's mom. She actually, her and her husband, they run one of the big cigar stores, so I'm always down there puffing on cigars. So
if you guys are in the area of in Gillette, Wyoming, go check out Cigar Box.
Yeah, I figured I'd give him a free plug because I'm puffing on one right now. So
nothing like starting off a podcast. I'm like, I know your mom.
I know your mom.
But no, really, like she's cool.
Yeah, like in a good way, like I know your mom, like in an awesome grandmotherly way, like.
Yeah, like in a wholesome way.
She cooks me dinner, like, because I'm a single guy. Like, she takes care of me from time to time.
She likes to feed the strays.
She feeds the strays, and we never go home. That's right.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
So, what have you been up to, man? Like, as far as guns and stuff, I saw you posted a video about how much money should you spend on a shit hits the fan gun, and stuff like that. As far as the Muffin Top people, maybe we get into that a little bit later on in this episode. But also, like, have you found any new cool toys lately or anything?
I think since we last talked, I've had a few things come in. So funny enough, I haven't actually bought any new guns, but I have acquired some new guns. So with that, with the YouTube channel,
you're not supposed to be robbing people.
Potato. But,
I mean, anyways, sorry.
With the YouTube channel, Bear Creek Arsenal sent out some uppers for me to test and review and everything like that. And they kind of get a bad rap for being a lower budget company, which they are. They make really cheap stuff. With that, though, it being 2025, if you can't make an AR for $400, you're doing something wrong. So,
right.
But it's definitely like you get what you pay for kind of thing. So with that, I had a standard 16-inch upper come in, one of their side charging ones, and then I've got this. I specifically asked for this one just because of the nostalgia. So,
an A2? Yep.
Yeah, so this is actually an A3 or A4 because it's got the removable. Yeah. I was like, we got to have that. So whether it works well or not, which so far I haven't had any problems, but
well, those guys like the A3, A2, A3, A4 20-inch guns.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you can't get those right, you're not trying because
if you can't make that run, you have no business being in the game.
Yeah, it's kind of like absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Actually, does it run halfway decent?
So I mean, that's the thing is I'm waiting to put a video out because I want to do like 1,000 round review on each upper, and then that just hasn't materialized yet because of time. and money. So
And
I've only got
money.
up a couple hundred rounds through it.
Got to get yourself one of them Ammy sponsors or something.
That's the next step. I'm trying. I'm sending emails. I'm like, hey, some ammo would be super sick. But yeah, so that thing's super cool. I've only got about 300 rounds through it, but I have had zero issues with it so far. I haven't had too many issues with the Bear Creek, the other uppers either. But again, only a couple hundred rounds through them. I can't confirm this, and I don't necessarily want to trash them because they do send me some free stuff. But at the same time, I'll be honest.
Right.
Based on other people's experience that I know that have bought their stuff, I don't know if it's just a matter of poor quality control or if it really is just them picking like whatever's best and sending it to the reviewers.
Like we're pretty sure this is going to run, so send it to the YouTube guys.
Right. Because it's like I've definitely seen stuff where people, when they get them, they're like, oh yeah, it runs great. And then other ones were like, I bought this and it's ass. So,
and like, I
don't know.
The barrel nut isn't even tight, you know?
Right. Reno May had that happen to him on his YouTube channel. My buddy, he had the retaining screws on the handguard were like not even hand tight on his.
Well, one of my buddies, he bought an Anderson factory gun, and the gas block was completely loose. It wouldn't even, it just was sliding up and down the barrel.
And so, yeah, it's one of these things too, where it's like, I want to give a little bit of slack and say, like, when you're producing firearms in a large enough quantity, right, there's going to be mess ups. But at the same time, they shouldn't be mess ups of that extent to that degree that often.
Right. Absolutely.
It's like, look, for every 10,000 you make, maybe one of them you forgot to tighten the screw on, right?
Well, like, I don't know what.
When it's 100 out of 10,000, it's like,
yeah, if it starts creeping up over like 2%, you're like, eh. But like, because I don't know what like Palmetto's return fuck up policy is. Like, I know what their policy is; they'll fix it, but I don't know what their
like the rate of
rate of failure. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
I would say I would almost expect more coming out of them, like as far as failure rate, just because they're like the Costco of guns. They're producing so many.
Oh yeah, like anything you dream of, like yeah.
And I talked about this a little bit in that how much you should spend video, where I was like, 10 years ago, or like, even 7-8 years ago when I was working in the gun shop, we'd probably have 1 in every 5 rifles come in was a Palmetto with an issue. And then by the time I left, it was probably only 1 in every 30, 1 in every 40. So it was like, it definitely got better over time, and their quality control has come up a bit, especially as they kind of purchased a lot of the stuff themselves.
Yeah, I think once they moved a lot of the manufacturing in house, and they're not relying on third party shit, and they could kind of keep the quality to their standards.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize that, like, when you have a major manufacturer like that they're not making every single part, right? Like, I worked for a company in Idaho for a short amount of time that was a manufacturer, and what they did is they produced like 70% of I can't say exactly which parts, but they produced a lot of parts, bolts and components for that and things like this for a lot of other companies' PCCs. And they were basically factoring the third-party work out to be like, hey, we need someone that can produce just nothing but PCC bolts. And it's like, okay, that's what we'll do. So the bolt in that gun isn't from Palmetto. The handguard is made by a different company. Like, these things are all coming in and being assembled by Palmetto.
Like the trigger components, the charging handle, shit like that.
Yeah, or sometimes even the barrels.
Right.
So yeah, it's a matter of stuff like that, to where when you're doing scale, how does it, if you have it at all these different manufacturers who you're told, like, hey, it needs to be within this, from this spec to this spec, and depending on what their margin of error is, it might be more than what is expected. And, there you go. That's how you get all these failures. So now once you take that process over, you can control that.
So my dad, he's a firearms manufacturer, and he has his own frames and slides for 1911s. His spec is a lot more demanding.
Yeah.
Because he had them made, but he's not ordering 10,000 of them. He's ordering 50 or 100 at a time. That makes sense. Like not ordering. So his smaller batch, tighter quality, but they cost more because one, smaller batches cost more because you got to retool, and two, his demands for specifications are so tight because he's got to do custom work to it, because you still got to have room on there to file. He's not building a sloppy gun, he's building tight guns. So yeah, like you said, the scaling of it just gets more and more as it goes up. But Palmetto, I mean, they've been doing a good job, and I really have a sweet spot for Palmetto that we're talking to him, because I really want to get one of their Vietnam era triangle handguard M16A1s. That's like
absolutely
the next one on the list. Like
yeah, that was. Go
Go ahead. After I put because I'm going to put my money down for an African safari in 27. That'll give me a good benchmark of, hey, fatty, get your ass out and start working out, because you're going to be out running into where the lions play.
You got to outrun the lion.
Well, I just got to shoot one of the guides in the knee and outrun that guy. So,
I mean, these are the people that win the Olympics, dude.
Like the Zimbabwe dude's already gonna be gone. Like he's gonna be like, he'll be like, and out of there. Like you know what I mean? He'll do out, like gone. And I'm like, he's like, lion. And I'm like, you fat American, you've been breathing hard since you woke up. I'm like, I know.
That's why we drove a Jeep.
I didn't bring my sleep apnea machine, motherfucker. Anyways, but after I put down payment down, I want to buy that M16A1 because run through the jungle,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that's a cool thing. Like I will say for Palmetto, I know people have feelings one way or the other, but for all the companies that are out there, like they listen to their customers. Like this idea of like, hey, let's vote on what guns you want us to produce next, and we'll do it. And then they follow through with that. I think it's really cool, because how many times do you get a company like SIG who's like, hey, can we just have this? And they're like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, no, we're gonna build the 320, then we're gonna call you fucking liars when we
or like Glock. You're like, hey, can we just have like a long slide and a short grip? And they're like, no, you get the Glock 45.
Can you put a little bit of a beaver tail on the back of your slide, because I'm sick of getting slide bit by your fuck me.
Can we have literally any type of innovation that doesn't involve finger grooves? No? Okay. I'll just go fuck myself.
Thanks. Sell more horse semen. Thank you.
Yeah. Dude, that's like, I'm telling you, the companies usually like send you with a little packet of lube, right? In the box. Yeah. And you're just like, oh, I don't know what that is.
Get a shot of horse cum.
Why is it so chunky?
Lube's really salty.
But yeah. So I'm gonna say, like, those BCAs so far, it's like, I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, I'm champion of the pores, but at the same time, it's like, they're working for me. So
yeah,
I'm like,
no,
I didn't pay for them.
You're in a sweet spot there where, hey, if they're shit, you can tell they're shit, and you're not out any money. And also, if they work great, hey, you're not out any money.
Exactly.
So, like, win-win. And
yeah, and I don't feel bad beating them up and like doing reviews and stuff to them,
right?
Because it's like, okay, well, it's like, if they don't work, they don't work, and if they do, great, and if not, it's like, okay, I'll just like, hey, buddy, do you want to buy this?
Hey,
make you a killer deal.
Any monies is a
$4.
Yeah, any money. Buy me a Jones soda and I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
But I purchased a cool toy the other day.
Yeah.
We'll go. I don't know if you got more. Should we just go back and forth?
It's up to you, man. I got a couple on the table, but it's up to you.
Dude, keep going. I'll tell mine later. I want to see yours.
So I feel like I got to superimpose like the Axel Foley music, the do 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 do, because my high power. So this one was actually, I I worked at the gun shop a little bit around the holiday season, and was like, "Hey, everybody, none of you have enough FN points for the FN rewards program to get anything on your own. So I'll wheel and deal with you to get all your points." And then I got the high power. So again, didn't pay for that. 17 round mags. So actually, originally when I got this, because the gun shop was in Washington, I had to, and I live in Idaho, I had to ship it to Idaho, but it had to be ordered like as if it was legal in Washington, and Washington's gay. So I had the 10 round mag version come
10
in.
round fucking magazines. Yeah.
And the bullshit part about that is those are $60 magazines.
The 10 rounders are?
No, like the normal
or just
ones.
in general?
Just in general. Like I think I found them on sale at Gunman Warehouse for $55.99. And I bought 2 of them. And I was like, this will be a fun gun. This is not going to be like a go to war gun or anything, because I'm not spending $60 a mag. Well, I was like, it's like, who do you think you are, FN? You think you're Sig?
Yeah. Do you think you're Staccato? Like, or like Atlas or like MBX?
I was like, come on, settle down. You know?
Yeah, Sig. Yeah, Sigs are almost. Once you throw an extension for them 320s, is up there around $50 to $70 a mag.
The other thing I got too, also a rewards gun, Smith & Wesson points this time. Let me stop my camera from jumbling here. This is a Smith & Wesson 22 Victory. And
those are cool.
This is super fun, but I found there's a company out there, and I can't remember the name right now, but they like pimp these out, and it's all I want to do. I like it's got like to where you can get the charging handle with like the thumb piece on it. They've got a replacement barrel that's threaded and shorter.
Valkorten, maybe?
No, it was something. It's something Storm, like Volk Storm. It's not Valkorten, but it's something similar, like in name, but it's not that. I'll have to look it up and figure that out. But
so fun
they make some
story.
Really cool stuff.
My first competition pistol I started shooting was a Browning High Power.
Ooh.
An FN Browning High Power is stainless with a gold trigger. But I started shooting competitions back in 2002. So I started shooting IDPA first. And so that was maximum of 10 round mags. And that was before the sunset of the assault weapons ban in 2004. So, I was shooting, post ban, high power mags. Well, they were 10 round mags, but so the last part of the mag for the extra 5 rounds or whatever was a filler spot, and it had a little spring in the bottom of there that would, when you loaded it into the gun, you could literally tip your gun upside down, hit the mag release, and it would shoot out of the bottom of the gun. Even if like up, like it would jump out. So like when you held it like for a regular reload, they just shot the fuck out of the bottom of the gun because it was like a super ejecto. It was fucking awesome. Like
so that's like the thing with the 10 round mags that I got for the high power. They're dimpled, right? And like they're a 17 round magazine. They just have a dimple in them, so the follower won't go any lower, right? But now that I have 2 17 round magazines, I've been fiddling with those, and I drilled out the dimples, and now I'm just filing down like the worn out metal to see if I can't jury rig these back to 17 rounds.
Dude, just put an extra hole in it, like do it.
That's basically what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm just like and then just kind of like sanding it down. And I got it. I just gotta like sand it down a little bit more so it's not as rough. But
yeah, it's like fuck you, nerd. We live in a free state. Idaho's free state.
The other cool thing I got, and this one is to me the coolest just because of the story behind it. So this was my grandfather gave this to me, and then I added the extra stuff to it. But this is a Polytech M14. So the Polytech M14s were from Norinco and Polytech, right? So these are actually Chinese made. But what happened is, I got the light on there, the 1:6. So the cool thing about these is that in the U.S., they changed the way they made the receivers, but in China, they didn't, right? So they were still the solid forged receivers.
Right.
They're actually the better, older receivers because we sent a bunch of these over to Taiwan whenever we retired them. And so Taiwan was running these, and then the PRC got a hold of them, and they started making them. And the funny thing is, they made these in the same way that like American companies were making AKs. That it was basically they're like, we're going to drop this off in a third world country that we want to stir the pot, and everyone's going to see them rolling around with M14s, and they're going to know we don't make M14s. They must be being funded by the CIA. So that was like their whole thing was like these whole guns were sold at first not for export to the civilian market, but as like, questionable deniability.
Yeah.
And so it's got the faux what do you call it? Muzzle, the muzzle flash. It's got the faux muzzle flash on there.
Right.
And other than that, like I've seen a few people say like they can handle anything. I've seen other people say just stick to 7.62. So I haven't gone too crazy with it, but that thing is a lot of fun.
What do you mean handle anything? What does that mean? Like, because
like
308's less powerful than 7.62, unless I guess.
I've heard some people doing like some higher pressure, like 308 loads, or something like that, or some spicy 7.62 stuff like that, or like some high power hunting cartridges, stuff like that. They were saying, some people. I guess it depends on the year because this is an earlier production model based on the serial number,
right?
And so the earlier production ones they were saying pretty rugged, but later on, China being China, started cutting more and more corners, and eventually they were like not entirely safe. But I guess I kind of looked out with mine, and so.
Well, I've heard a lot of good things about the Norinco receivers. That they're well built and they're built really close to American specs.
Yeah, so, well, and I wound up finding some Canadian guys that were really familiar with them because they build M14s the way we build ARs.
NADA.
Yeah. So I was talking to some 51st staters and some North Dakotans, and they were saying that the Norinco and Polytech ones they have no problem with. They're usually the more affordable ones to get because in Canada, right. Like I said, they can't get ARs, but they can get those, and they build those the way we build ARs, like all the time. They even have 7.62 with 39 versions that take AK mags, and it's legit an M14 receiver.
Now I want one of those.
I know. I was like, that's so cool. That's the coolest SKS ever.
Yeah, it's like it would be closer to an AK because if you think about it,
actually,
an M1 Garand is
it's
literally an upside down AK.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's pretty tight.
Mikhail Kalashnikov stole. He copied our homework with the M1 Garand and made the AK.
Exactly,
but just in a more rough form, I guess. And he copied. There was just a lot going on at that time period in the world of arms and arms making. I think there's a lot of people copying off other people's homework at that time. You got John Moses Browning cranking shit out still. He died, but I mean his ideas.
It's like
innovating.
Look at the Mauser rifle, or look at the what do you call it? The Bren gun, right?
Right.
Like the Bren gun was a copy of a Czech gun, and everybody made their own copies of the Bren in varying calibers. Everyone had a Mauser variant.
Yeah.
It's like everyone was just like, that works.
So much so that during World War I, we were paying Germany like, hey man, we stole your designs. We got to pay you money to fight a war with you.
Yeah.
Because we stole your design. And then Model 70s are like pre 64 Winchester Model 70s. They're just like, yeah, fuck you. We got controlled round feed too, and you can suck our dicks, Mauser. Like, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, then now you have how many companies make ARs that are exactly the effing same? The only difference is the material or the shape. And
literally,
of the part.
Probably the uppers and lowers are made at the same fucking plant because there's 6 places that make uppers and lowers. Well, people don't realize that.
People don't realize too. Like if you have a standard mil spec lower parts kit, you have a DPMS.
Mm-hmm.
They are the manufacturer of almost all of the standard lower parts kits.
And if they don't take DPMS SR25 mags, you've got an Armalite version.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I think between the M14 and by G3. I've definitely like converted to the Church of 308.
Yeah, you're like definitely like where I was in like 2008, reading like really deep web survivalist guys. Like, if it ain't a 308, you can't do it. So you're like, I need to get a G3 really bad, but I can't
My
afford it.
thing
So I'm gonna
is
get what is it?
the
Century
C308s.
Arms. Yeah,
Yeah.
Galant. Yeah. Then I'm like, then I got one from a guy that was walking around the gun show. Like, he was carrying one around. He's like, I'm trying to sell it. No paperwork. And he had like literally squirrel tails hanging off of his fucking belt and was wearing no
Hell
shoes.
yeah.
So I bought it from
Hell
this guy.
yeah.
And this is funny. I bought it from this guy and I go out and I'm shooting it in this sand pit somewhere. And I'm shooting it, bap, 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 bap. Then it just has a runaway on me. And then I'm like, young.
I'm gonna go to jail.
Yeah, I'm like looking around if there's any black helicopters. Of course, I went
thought the
straight.
squirrel tails were a dead giveaway that he wasn't a Fed. I was so wrong.
And then, of course, I went straight to a gunsmith and had him repair the broken sear in the gun.
He takes me like, I don't see the problem. I don't see what's wrong.
And then, actually, I seen that same guy at the next gun show, and he had a Tanker M1 Grand.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dude, that's another thing is like going to gun shows nowadays. I don't know about where you're at, but like where I'm at, dude, it's not worth it anymore.
Dude, fuck them. Fuck. So
yeah.
we
set like $1,200 for this infield. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, like, so not this last one, but the one before that. Like, so I'm like, it'd be pretty cool if I set up our studio. Like, I got a table.
Oh yeah.
Put our
mics
mics
I think I
up.
saw you set it up on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, and I put our banner up in front. And, like, had the boys hanging out in the back corner. We're all just kind of like people coming through interviewing. You know how many people sat down and talked to me?
No.
Out of 3 fucking days, there for 12 goddamn hours, 4 people sat down and talked to me. One of them was a really weird AK guy that was like I said, way too into the Turner Diaries. It made me kind of feel really weird about myself.
Have you ever met an AK guy that wasn't weird?
I mean, you're not wrong. Like, this guy was way into AKs, like, and like, then there was this guy walking around. He like literally made eye contact with me from across the pavilion and walked straight up to me. Like, I've been talking like 25 yards, straight walk right up to the fucking table and just is standing there. And I'm sitting in a chair and I'm looking up at him and I'm like, and he's wearing a Silencer Central shirt. And I go, hey man, do you work for Silencer Central? No. Cool. So you spent $1,000 on the shirt and you got a suppressor for free? No. And he turns around and walks the fuck away. And I'm like, I looked over at my buddy Jason and I'm like, bro, that was a real fucking interaction with a human being. Was it? Like, or is that just like a NPC that just ran out of responses and just now is going on its way? You know what I mean? It's like he didn't even drop any loot or nothing. Fucker.
That's funny. The dude's like, I just got this at Goodwill. Go away.
It's like, I don't know. Like, and I'm like, and nothing tells people that you're not a Fed. Like, I was wearing my ATF is gay hat.
Yeah.
So they're definitely like, yeah, that's exactly what a Fed would wear. So, like, I don't know. People are weird at gun shows, Then you got the guy there that's selling like fucking katanas and shit. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Gun shows are weird.
Gas station knife, dude. They're not even gun shows anymore. You go in. Last one I went to, there was a dude selling surplus rifles for easily $300 over market value across the board, and all of them were in like garbage condition. Then you had like the beef jerky guy, some dude that sells like T-shirts and coins and like patches, and then there's one dude who's just got like a bunch of random accessories. That's basically like the Chinesium, like
they're Temu shit. Like, it's like, this is a blue laser.
Yeah.
The fuck do I need that for?
The worst stuff, dude. And it's like you walk in there, you're like, what? I paid $5 for this, and I got ripped off.
Like, I'm actually pissed at the old lady up front that took my money to come walk around.
Yeah,
like,
and it's like the audacity for you to tell me like, oh, like you can't carry in here. Be like, what do you think I'm going to steal any of this shit?
They never say that to me because they never see it. Because fuck them. I carry wherever I want. Fuck you.
Right. Well, that's the other dumb thing I think too is there. I mean, I get it because there's idiots out there that would just be like, "Oh, you want to trade?" You know.
I got a story for you when we're off the air.
Okay, but yeah,
So.
I mean, it's like you walk in there and I'm like, man, you know, it's like if they, like the people buying stuff, it's like there's people like one or two people like me that are just curious to see if they can get a good deal on something. There's a bunch of old dudes, and then there's like the random school shooter in the corner that you're like, don't sell this guy nothing.
Yeah, it's like he's like,
so you can buy that without a
yeah. Literally, they walk
black
up there.
Powder, huh?
Does this go full auto?
Yeah.
No, it can't. Well, how would I drill it out to make it go full?
I've got a drill press, and sir, this is a black powder musket.
So
you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, dude. Buy this Brown Bess reproduction. Go for it, you fucking nerd. Make sure you use some HS6 pistol powder when you load that too. Turns into a, but so I don't know if I should say this. Oh, fuck it. So at work, I have a guy at work wherever I work, and he calls over the radio, and mind you, the radios are monitored by who? The FCC. He's like, "Hey, dude, do you have like, you know, those things you make out of coat hangers for ARs and stuff? You got like a blueprint or a way like how I can figure out how to make one of those?
How to spot a Fed in the workplace?"
Yeah. Then I'm like, I just responded with no.
Yeah.
That's all I said.
I'm actually retarded and I can't read. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Like, I just responded with no. Like,
he don't live here no more.
He's so scary. He no in this truck no more. Yeah, because when I said no, like, then you hear like, because multiple, like, this is on like a channel, like where multiple people could hear this conversation, and one of my buddies goes, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?"
Somewhere there's like an ATF agent listening, like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Hey!
Oh shit! Yeah. Then after work, I caught him in the hallway. I'm like, first of all, motherfucker, don't ask me these questions. Second of all, I will never show you that because I value my ass not being in prison. But,
so, yeah.
Anyways, yeah, like that. I try to stay so far out of sketch zone that
I have a story about that too, also offline for you afterwards.
And then, so my toy that I got, we'll get off this incriminating trail of conversation. I bought me a Springfield Prodigy 5-inch comp, and it's Coyote Tan.
How many rounds you got through that?
I put 300 through it before I put the optic on it, and I've had 0 malfunctions.
I was gonna say, because like I know when those first came out, they were like the reviews were real mixed, and so it was like, it's like, here's Springfield again. I don't know,
but I've heard that the QC and stuff has gone way up on the later models.
That's what I started hearing too. Is they basically like let the feedback come back, and they're like, "Oh, everyone hates us.
Oh, dude, we suck. Like, we need to fix this shit." So, I mean, do I think it's gonna be 100% reliable? Probably not. But I've got 300 rounds through it, and it's fast as fuck, boy. Like I can shoot it real fast. So I put the optic on, but I'm just waiting for a day for it not to be blowing 80 miles an hour. And I see in the forecast we've got a couple days that are going to be above 40 degrees. So I'm kind of just waiting for the nice weather to come so I can spend a day at the range. So, because I want to zero that gun and re-zero another 2011 that I have, because I bought one of those TSIS Duty DS9 Duty 5-inchers. So I want to zero that too because I put a Hollow Sun 407K on it.
I'm curious to see how some of those like imported 2011s hold
Yeah,
up.
the T-Sis's.
Yeah,
I've got
because it's like
probably
I want a
25.
2011, but I don't want to spend
Yeah,
2011 money. You know,
dude, like that. Them T-Sis's. I've got about 2,500 rounds through mine, and I've only had one weird bobble. Like it had a weird stovepipe. I don't know if it came out weird, hit the optic, and then stuck into the chamber again. I don't know what happened, but it hasn't done it again. It was like at round like 550, but then it hasn't done it again for another like 2,000 rounds. So
I
I don't
remember
know.
when I was back at the gun shop, we had a guy. It was like right when the 2011s from Springfield first came out, and he was right in line to buy one. First guy, right? And the guy was kind of an idiot because so he wanted us to mount his what is it? What is the micro 8-point micro, the one that's like the mailbox, and the red dot, just the
Yeah,
red
I
dot.
think
Yeah,
it's the Acro.
Acro, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yep.
So we mounted the Acro on there. We tell him like, hey man, we just put Loctite on here. Wait a day before you go shoot it. All right, cool. Goes out in the range, immediately shoots it. Right. Hey man, I can't zero for crap. Yeah, dude. Like your screws walked loose because you didn't listen to us. All right, let's tighten that back down for you. 3 different days in a row.
It's like,
And
dude,
we're like,
let us put the Loctite on, put it the fuck away, take a nap, wake up in the morning, then go shoot your gun.
yeah, we're like, hey, tell you what, we're closed. We're closed on Sundays. All right, come in on Saturday, and then leave. Come back on Monday. Try again.
Yeah, like so many people don't realize when you Loctite shit, don't Loctite it and then go straight to the range. Give it a day.
Yeah, let the
Give it a
Loctite
day.
lock tight.
Yeah, it's kind of a
It's
thing.
in the
Weird.
fucking name.
And even if you read that fine print on the back of the bottle that says how to use, it
Yeah.
even tells you.
There's no YouTube tutorial. I got confused. Instructions unclear. Deck stuck in ceiling fan.
Yeah, no shit. Like, yeah, I saw this thing where there's a hot dog standing right next to a lathe, and its fingers are like going towards the lathe, and it says, "Don't stick your fingers where you wouldn't put your wiener." And I've been saying that for years at the coal mine. Hey, if you wouldn't put your dick there, don't put your finger there.
I don't know. I've got a lot of questionable places.
So, at a former place of work I worked at, um, there's a guy that was working there, and he cut the majority of his pointer finger off,
Ooh.
like up to the first knuckle. So he had like the knuckle that makes it the hand, but then like the next knuckle up, like so,
Yeah.
like he had like a nub there after he smashed it off, and like I was holding it above him, trying to treat him for shock and shit, and I told the other guy, I'm like, go find his fucking glove. Like, you just gotta stick that bitch on ice.
Jesus.
And then the ambulance gets there, and he's like, man. I'm like, don't look at your fucking hand, bro. Just don't look. I wrapped it up in gauze and shit. He's like, dude, how's it look? I said, well, you're not going to be able to quite count all the way to 10.
9.5.
And he didn't get it until I saw him when he finally returned back to work. He's like, that was a fucked up joke, dude. I'm like, hey.
Oh, man.
You stuck your hand where you wouldn't stick. Would you stick your wiener there where you stuck that hand? But no. So yeah, I got that. The Prodigy. It shoots great. Fast as fuck, boy.
How much are mags for those?
I don't remember. I bought a shitload of. Let me
Google.
Google.
Are they affordable? They're not like staccato where it's like, oh, it's $150 per bag. You say?
So Springfield Prod. Sorry, I'm stupid, so I gotta spell it out to myself.
I will say, speaking of mags, while you're looking that up, I did find that Although the magazine release won't work, if you press the magazine release down, you can make a 92X magazine work in an FN high power, and it will feed.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, I was like, because I have a 92X and I've got tons of magazines for it, and I was like, oh, life hack.
$37 a piece.
30. Well, see, that's not bad. That's like a Glock mag.
Right. So, how about Checkmate? Anyways, because Checkmate makes the mags for Staccato. Duramag makes them for Prodigies.
Yeah.
So Checkmate.
Speaking of Springfield, did you see their new like their sub gun?
Is that the one that folds in half?
No, so they have. I was watching TFB. I'll probably put a picture of it somewhere when I put this live. But
yeah, like randomly point up and say this one right here.
Yeah, it's called the Coda, Koda, and it's from their what is the company or the country? The same company, Croatian, where they make their stuff over there. Where they made like the not the VHS, that's the real name for it. What's their bullpup that Springfield makes?
The Hellion?
Hellion, yeah. So the same people that make the actual Hellion and import it under Springfield's license, they're doing this new 9mm sub gun that's basically
the Checkmate mags for the 20-round mags for is $64. Sorry.
Oof.
So Jesus. Double the price.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the same places that made the Hellion is making this new sub gun. What is it called? I want to look this thing up.
I'm gonna try to put a picture of it on there, but I'm gonna see if I can't look this up here and make sure I got the name right.
Coda, Koda.
I think it's that. That's the name. It's gonna be really weird when it's not. You just type in Croatian Coda, and it's like some Eastern European porn star. Like gay.
It's a guy. You're like, oh man.
Let me see.
Does it kind of look like Ump?
Kinda.
Well, no, that's for a Black Ops game. Was it on Black Ops?
Kuna. It's Kuna. Tuna with a K.
Kuna?
Yeah.
Kuna Matata.
That's immediately what I thought of when I saw it. I was like, if they don't put that in the marketing, they messed up.
It means no worries for the rest of your day. Oh, no singing. You two don't want to get a strike.
Oh, yeah. Nope. Can't do that. Here we go. The Kuna.
Yeah, that thing looks like it has AIDS, but
yeah, that's it looks almost like they're trying to copy like a B&T / Scorpion.
Yeah.
And they make one, they were saying that they sounded like they're going to make them to take Scorpion magazines for the imported versions. But it's like, the funny thing is all the cool non-1911 things that Springfield makes are made in Croatia.
Right. It's all just Croatian shit.
Yeah, it's just like it's the Croatian military-industrial complex pawning stuff off as American-made, which I always loved. That like people don't realize that, right? So you get like some old boomer in there, but like I only buy American. Where's your Springfield XDs?
Yeah, it's like that's
you notice how it says made in Croatia right next to Grip Zone.
Like a FS 2000 or something is the original.
It's like H
something like 2000. Yeah, H2000 or something was their first like the XD before his XD.
Yeah, like
with
the
Grip
XD,
Zone.
that's what it was. Yeah. And it's like, you notice how it doesn't say made in America on the side? They're like, I don't want to buy a Glock. Those are made in Austria. Like, this one's made in Georgia, but okay.
Or what you say you've got the problem with with the Germans. What's it? Welcome to Auschwitz. The showers are to die for. It's like chill, bro. Like not even Springfield is the Springfield Armory of old. Like
no, not at all. Yeah,
like if you really want something made in America, it's like you got to buy like a Ruger or
Yeah, really. That's that and a Smith.
Yeah, that Smith and Wessons and Ruger. Yeah,
I
like
think it would be cool if Ruger came out with, and maybe they already have, but like a Mini 14, but in 300 blackout.
I think they are or have or
That'd be
wanting
rad.
to,
That'd be pretty rad.
because there's a lot of us hillbillies out here that would love to have one SBR.
If they could just figure out how make a mag adapter, redesign it, do fucking anything to make the Mini 14 take an AR mag, it would be wildly more successful.
I mean, it's almost there.
Like, that's what I'm saying, though. Is almost just like, let's make it take the magazine that everyone has. Like, Steyer figured it out with the AUG. The Galil, the Israelis figured it out with the Galil. Get with the program.
Heck, even the Hellion, that piece of shit from dude, that
Takes AR
Hellion
mags.
I saw that when it came out. I thought that was the most wicked looking piece of shit. Like one of my buddies, he came up to me and he's like, "Dude, I'm getting that new Hellion." I'm like, "Why in the fuck do you want to buy that?" Like, it's the grossest. Watch you pull one up. I'm gonna feel bad if you pull it.
It's funny because so I liked the Killzone games growing up, and it reminded me of that because I was looking into it. So the gun it was based off of was called the VHS-2, which basically what the Croats did is it took a FAMAS, an AR, and an AK and said, and
Yeah.
they made their own, right? And but they had it designed by HK, and
Well,
anyway,
that's what this Kuna looks like. It looks like an HK gun.
So like the way the Croatia does the company that does a lot of this stuff is they basically just copy everybody else's design, send it to H&K, and they're like, under license, make this for us. Okay.
Yeah.
Which that'd be cool if we could ever actually get like real HK stuff that's not gay. So,
HK USA said they're gonna be putting out more shit that's gonna be
believe
cooler.
it when I see it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, if I know anything about HK, they're going to produce the exact same thing. It'll be $100 cheaper. So instead of you can pay $3,100 for a real UMP, or you can pay $3,200 for a butchered UMP. And they're like, but we don't ever actually make the unbutchered ones.
Yeah, they're like on our website.
Yeah,
They
they're
exist
pre-order.
in theory.
Yeah,
And then we don't do customer service.
yeah.
We are Heckler and Koch. We do not support American gun buyers.
I bet you what they'll do first is
They're still really pissed off about World War II.
They'll probably, they lost, but they'll probably do like conversion kits to start. I can see them doing that, being like, "Oh, you have what is it? You have the butchered version of a G36.
You have a PTR,
and what is it? It's like the ST8 or something like that, or it's like it's the G36, but it's a single stack mag, right? It only takes 10 round mags, and it's like you have to get a whole new receiver for it and a new bolt. I had a buddy of mine who bought one, and he was like, he bought it for like $800, and that was his whole plan, was to get it converted. And
never got it converted.
Yeah, it was gonna be like 3 times as much just to convert it over, and he's like, never mind.
This was a terrible financial decision.
He's like, I'm gonna sell this thing.
I'm stuck with a retarded looking hunting rifle.
It's like buying something, you're like, I could fix it. I could fix that up. No, never mind.
This is way harder than I thought it was going to be. I overly estimated my mechanical abilities.
That's like the other, a while back, probably about 3 years ago, I had a Remington rolling block that I got from a guy at the gun shop for free. He just brought it in and was like, I don't want this. Do you want it? Sure. But it was missing all the internals, right? That's why he was getting rid of it. Grandpa died. He found it in the closet and was like, Grandpa was going to fix this, never did. And I was like, I'll do it. And I found the parts for it on a good deal, and I got it back up and running only for like $250 for a Remington rolling block. And so since then, I was like, oh, I want to go look on the internet and find like gunsmith specials and see what I can put together.
I'm so cool. Look at me.
Yeah. And now when I go on the internet and find these, and I'm like, ooh, these are royally fucked. I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, because you got
a whole new gun.
You got lucky with the first one. It went together relatively easily. Then you bought your next one, and you're like losing money.
Like Classic Firearms is ridiculous for this, right? You can go to their website, you can go to Gunsmith Specials, right? And sometimes it'll be like, the only thing that's wrong is like magazine springs or like, like something minor, right? And you're like, oh, okay, I could buy that for like $40 cheaper and,
Right.
fix it up real quick. Not a big deal. It's like a $10 part. Some of them are like barrel exploded. You're like, bulged barrel, obscure firearm from random country that doesn't exist anymore. And then to look at the price tag, $20 off. You're like normally $8.99, blown barrel, $879.99. You're like, what?
Trust me.
Like, there was one of them one time, and it was like some cheap Chinese shotgun, and I was like, this is $4 cheaper than buying the normal one.
Yeah. It's like, fuck that. I don't. So, don't get me wrong. I like working on guns.
Yeah.
But I'm not a gunsmith, one, and I like to shoot way more than I like to work on guns.
Yeah.
Like, I barely clean my guns. Like, ever. That's why I enjoy shooting Glocks, because, like, Glocks never need cleaning. Hardly ever. And that's why I have, like, 12 fucking ARs. So, like, when one just, like, is like, I'm too dirty to work, I
don't
want to
play with you anymore.
Like, I'm like, I'll eventually clean you 3 years later.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, that's like with my G3. I mean, that thing gets dirty.
She's a dirty girl.
Chugging along.
So, why don't you tell us where we can find you and all that stuff?
So, for those who don't know me, again, I am Austin with Mid Tier Thoughts, and you can find me at Mid Tier Thoughts on YouTube, or you can find me on Spotify as well with Mid Tier Thoughts for the podcast that I do as well. We've had a couple collab episodes here with Chris from MuffinTop Tactical, and they've been pretty good. So check us out, and
yeah, guys, check them out, and we'll catch you guys on the flip flop. We'll be right back with, for the guys watching Mid Tier Thoughts. This is going to be pretty seamless, but we'll be right back with you guys. And with that, keep learning and keep shooting.